Afternoon to those who have clicked in to the ETBU Sportsnet, and welcome to another edition of ETBU Extra. Hello, I'm Mike Mitkin, play-by-play voice of the Tigers, and once again we're coming live from the first floor of the Renowned Student Center on the campus of ETBU. And as I look out in our studio audience, they all seem happy to be almost halfway through school, and not only halfway through school. Of course, the lunch crowd is lined up at Sept Connection, but they need some business over at Jasmine at the coffee shop. Nobody's getting coffee at the noon hour today. Maybe we can change that. Well, during the next hour, we will talk Tiger athletics. We're going to talk football, volleyball, cross country, tennis, soccer, you name it. We're going to talk about it in the next hour. And our first guest, as always, is the head coach of the ETBU Tigers, Joshua Eargle. And Coach Eargle, last week, you traveled down to Georgetown to play Southwestern, and you came out with a 46-37 victory. But as I talked with you earlier in the week and talked through the game Saturday night, this is one of those games that could be a very big character builder because you fell behind, momentum changed, and then you pulled it out in the end.
Yeah, Mike, I really felt like it was a huge game for us, simply because we were in a tight-knit ball game where we had the lead and lost the lead. And when you looked in the eyes of the players, they didn't falter one step, but there was no loss of faith. They just kept battling. They pulled together. All three phases really started playing really well at the end of the game together at the same time, and that's never happened since I've been here in 2 years. So it was exciting to see our first test of falling behind in a close game in which we had the lead, and then really battling back. I really think that'll pay dividends throughout the rest of our season.
Now, the third quarter was very interesting in that ball game. Southwestern took a brief 31-29 lead. They had two safeties in that game. Do you have any explanation about the first safety that was called on the pass that y'all did?
No, I mean, they just flat out missed it. There's no explanation for it. He's not in the end zone. He's outside the pocket. They called intentional grounding in the end zone. It's not close.
Very unusual call, but eventually in that third period you did break away. Now, what was interesting in that ball game, your running back Kendall Robertson came with a big run there at the end to give you the extra points there.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we knew going into that game that it was we were going to rely offensively heavily on the run game because of the defensive scheme and what they were trying to do. To be able to get our passing game going, it's going to be really tight throws with their man coverage and pack in the box, and it was going to be important for us to get that running game going. And Kendall was there, and he allowed us to lean on him. And even late in the game, he busted a big 38-yarder or so, a 31-yarder, and really kind of put the game away for us.
Now, Kendall, we're our guest here in just a moment. Kendall, in that ball game, had a very great game rushing. Matter of fact, it was so well that he was named as the Offensive Player of the Week for the American Southwest Conference. And then Ryan Travis also got the special team. We'll talk about those two individuals and getting that honor from the conference.
Yeah, I mean, it's, I really believe, Mike, and I've said this to you many times, the American Southwest Conference is the toughest Division III football playing conference in America. And to be honored as one of the three guys they honor each week is very, very special for those two guys, very humbling for those two guys. It speaks to them and all their teammates that were out there helping them accomplish their goals on Saturday. But it's a big feather in our hat for our program, too, to have two guys out of three mentioned for Players of the Week this week.
Now, just earlier this week, D3Football.com named Ryan Travis to the D3 Football Team of the Week as the punter of the week. He only averaged 41.9 points in the ball game. Pretty nice day for him.
Yeah, he's getting better every week. You know, it's gone from 38 to 40, now 41, and the season average is somewhere just over 40. And really proud of Ryan Travis out of Jacksonville, Texas, and Jacksonville High School as a sophomore, handling all our kicking duties right now, doing a phenomenal job.
Now, I want to talk one more question about the ball game. That win over Southwestern before we move to this week's opponent at Arnell Stadium. I continue to tell people that our defense has improved tremendously. I'm not going to use the word tremendously yet because it's getting there. We want to keep it, but it's been very good in the last three ball games. And of course, in the game that went against Southwestern on defense, Dalen Tarkington, I don't know how he gets open all the time, but he had 10 tackles in the ball game. Garrett Gibson from Union Grove, just down the street here from ETBU, 9 tackles. Caleb Taylor, another East Texas boy from Alvin Goat with 8 tackles. And kind of, why are these guys in the second part of your line getting in there and make those tackles?
Well, I mean, really, when you look at the scheme, you got a senior-laden defensive line really doing a lot of dirty work up front, and they're taking up gaps, their gap, and they're pushing other guys into the linebackers' gap. And that's that second level, our defense, our inside line, outside linebackers are making all plays right now. I think our defensive line is still making the same amount of plays and getting their fair share of tackles and making plays, but. Our defensive line coach, Mark Bowen, he says all the time, he'll tell those guys up front, you didn't make the play, but you made the play. And they do a lot of things that lead to us being successful up front. And those guys at the inside, outside linebacker, they got to make those tackles. We're depending on them in our scheme to make those tackles. You know, when you start mentioning our defensive line, you got Desmond Oliver in the middle. He's having a great year off of 3 games. These first 3 games compared to last year's first 3 games are just night and day. He's playing lights out right now. And we're expecting him to continue to get better and continue to work, but he's off to a really good start. And then you got the 4 seniors that are at defensive end that are really helping us. And that's David James and Bryce Hill, 2 of our captains, but also Jalen McCloney and Xavier Davis. They're doing some good stuff up front for us and help us get those guys loose. But knowing the game Saturday, we had 19 defensive possessions. 14 of them ended the way we wanted to. They're either 3 and outs or a punt. And so what we've really been talking to our defense about is those other 5 possessions. And what we've got to start doing, if we want to really take the next step, we've got to turn those 5 scoring possessions into field goals. And when you start turning those into field goals, and that scoring margin is going to be big. Our offense can score the weeks. That's the way it is. They're that good. They wear teams down, and we've got too many weapons to stop them running in. And that's a credit to those guys up front working so hard, and Kim running the football, and Josh throwing, and Jordan McGill in the backfield.
Tyler Bates catching touchdowns.
Yeah, I mean, Tyler Bates, he's 50% every other time he catches the ball, it's a touchdown. So, you know, right now they're playing good team football. And there's so much room for improvement as you look at it from a coach, but they're getting better every week, and they're buying into what we're telling them every day in practice.
Let's talk about this week's game. 7 p.m. kickoff at Arnell Stadium. Tigers finally open conference play. This is what you've been working for.
Oh, absolutely. I think that you build towards that. You really kind of make a name for yourself, or really kind of hedge your season on how you finish in those conference standings. And we still got a couple non-conference opponents mixed in there, but for this to be our first opponent in conference, to be Louisiana College, regional rival for us, and to get to play them at home. You know, the previous 2 years I've been here, we've gone over there just because of rescheduling, redistricting, the way it kind of works with the draw. We finally get to go to Eargle Stadium, so that's got to help. We're expecting a capacity crowd. We need the students to show up and be loud and act crazy, and like they normally do, and the band to be loud, and our cheering squad to be loud like they are, and supporting. Just like ETBU does. You know, ETBU is a great community, Mike, and they do a phenomenal job supporting all of our teams. I mean, last Tuesday, if you go to the gym and you watch our unbelievable volleyball team play, you would have seen them, and you'd seen them in the crowd. You'd be like, this has got to be the best Division III volleyball atmosphere in the country. I mean, it was insane. And that's just what ETBU does. They love one another, support one another. I'm happy to be here, I'm happy to be a part of what's going on.
Now, last year when you played Louisiana College down there, you lost a close ball game, 52-49. In that ball game, Peter Rogers ran 100 yards. Tyler Bates caught a touchdown, 147 yards. And as you go into this year's game, you hope they have good games, but you want your whole team to have a good game. Can you give me a scouting report of Louisiana College, and as we sit in the stands Saturday night watching the Tigers play, how do you know things are going well for the team Saturday?
Yeah, you know, Louisiana College, Coach Dunn does a phenomenal job over there in Louisiana, and you know, they've been at the top of our conference for a very long period of time. So they're a benchmark for us. We haven't beaten them since we've been here in 2 years. Matter of fact, ETBU has not beaten Louisiana College on the football field in 8 years. It's been a really long time. So it's a big game for us, mainly because it's the next one, but it's the first conference game. I'll say this, if you're looking at the game on Saturday night, and our offense has been really good throwing the football 1 week, we've been really good running the football last week. I really think that if we're going to be successful on offense, we've got to be balanced. I think all those aspects, all those receivers need to get involved in the passing game so they can't hone in on Tyler. And I really think our whole backfield needs to get involved in that running attack. And with Jordan McNeil, Delonzo Freeman, and Ken Roberson. If we're clicking and we're running as well as we're throwing and throwing as well as we're running, I think we're going to be successful on offense. I think you got to win special teams every week. I think that's a given. I'm proud of our development on special teams. We've been doing a lot better job. Defensively, I think that as the progression goes, really this week's key is those turnovers. If we're creating turnovers on defense, then I would think the point differential is really in our favor. And we've been doing a good job returning the ball on defense, but it's got to be, we've got to round that area of our game up this week and really get that offense the ball as many times as we can.
I've got to ask you at the top of the show about the special team board. Which player got that this week from your Tiger coaching staff?
Yeah, this week we gave it to, Ryan Trout's got the award for the SC we talked about. We gave it to Montreal Logan. Montreal did a lot of the dirty work in Saturday's game. He had prepared for several units units already and was covered on those units and did well. We threw him in on another one. And when we needed some injuries and then we were getting nicked up, and he went in there and did a phenomenal job with 3 field goal on the wing. So he did just a lot of work and made a lot of plays for us, especially when we get to Montreal Open this week.
Coach, thank you for your time today on ETBU Extra.
Certainly.
And the best of your Tigers Saturday night. Tigers back in the friendly confines of O'Neill Stadium this Saturday, kickoff at 7 p.m. That means Tiger Alley opens up 3 hours before, and the Tiger Walk at 5 that evening, so make plans to be here on campus as the Tigers play Louisiana College first American Southwest Conference for both schools. LC 0-2 in the year, ETBU 2-1. We come up next on ETBU Extra, live from the Huffman Student Activities area. In O'Neill Student Center, we'll talk with the running back for the Tigers, Kendall Robertson. He's next on ETBU Extra. Back in 60 seconds.